Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We're here in my backyard, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to 180 a BMX bike. So the 180 is a simple trick. All you need to know how to do is a bunny hop and a fakie. Okay, so to start off, we're going to talk about which way you turn. For me, I ride with my left foot forward, so I'm going to be turning this way. So I turn this way. I turn to my right. If you are, say, right foot forward, you will turn to the left. That's same with when you're carving on ramps and also grinds. So what I'm gonna do when I 180 is I'm gonna bunny hop, and then I'm gonna pull out this way, and I'm gonna look over my shoulder. And then I'm gonna start, it'll land fakie, so I'll land fakie, and then I'm gonna start pedaling backwards as if I were doing a fakie, and then I'm just gonna turn around and use a little bit of pedal pressure from my cassette to just bring myself back to normal. Pretty simple from there, so just make sure you look over your shoulder and look at your back tire. I'll show you guys a few 180s. And then I'll get you one. So that's basically how I do it, and really the best way to do it. If you guys are struggling, maybe it's easiest if you find like a quarter pipe and you just do some little tiny airs. This is also how you can build up the muscle to start spinning, is to kind of go on ramp and just kind of turn and look just like you were doing a 180, but you don't have to worry about the fakie. So it's really simple if you just learn it that way. It makes it easier to build up the muscle and ability to do 180s if you learn them on a ramp first. And from there, after you learn the 180, you can do a disaster, which is a very simple trick. Basically just a little air, but your back tire lands on the top deck of the ramp, and those are really easy to learn once you have the 180 down. The 180 is very useful. You can 180 out of a manual, out of a grind, out of really anything, and they're super maneuverable, and they're really cool looking, and people really like it when you do them because they look cool. If you guys are having struggle with it, you can let me know in the comments below. But really, if you just work on your fakie and you work on building the memory and work on building the muscle off of these ramps and off of just getting the fakie, it'll really become second nature when you start doing 180s a lot. And if the ramps are too big and scary and you don't want to do a fakie as fast, Marek, go over here. You can do something. You can do a simple nose press. And nose press is basically where you ride up to a wall and you kind of run into it, so your back tire goes up like this, and then you begin to go back, and then this is how you learn the fakie. You do a quick little turnaround, just like that. And that's very simple, and you just gotta make sure that you're turning the right way. For me, I turn around to the right, so I do the nose press, and then I turn around this way. But if I was right foot forward, I would turn around to the left, so it would look like this. So you go this way, and then you go around like so. Now, usually when you do a fakie, you want to do one full crank around, just for it to look good. But if you are in a pinch, you can just do a little half crank, and it will even out fine, and it looks fine. But just keep in mind that going full crank around does look better. So if you are using a free coaster, you might have to go a bit faster so that you can actually pull a half cab together. And half cabs become really easy once you learn 180s. And I actually learned half cabs before I learned 180s. And a half cab is essentially just a 180, but you're already going backwards. So you go backwards to going straight instead of going from straight to going backwards. So I'll show you what a half cab looks like. Well, some people might find it easier to learn their fakies off of a ramp because it's just faster and easier to turn around, but it can be kind of scary. So nose press is easier, but basically, if you just kind of mash all that together, you can really get your 180s down, and 180s are really useful for just anything really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was a helpful video, and I will see you guys in the next one. And so one thing I forgot to mention after filming this video is that the faster you go, the easier it is to spin. So if you're going really slow, you're not going to spin that fast. It's going to be easier. It's going to be harder to spin, but if you really go fast, I mean, maybe you can pull a 360. It's just that much easier if you're going faster. So just a quick little tip to add on to the end of the video. So